Hey, what up, everybody? It's me, Jason Lee. You already know it's Hollywood Unlocked. And we've been having interviews with artists, business owners, as you know. But today I got an artist straight out the East Coast. One of my favorite areas, Mesa, right?
Yeah.
And so you just told me you were from West New York, New Jersey, which for me, I didn't know there was a difference between, well, I know there's New Jersey and New York, but I know there was a whole West New Jersey, New York.
It's in Hudson County, New Jersey, and it's called West New York, New Jersey. It's a small little town that was populated mostly by Italians and Cubans, and that's where I grew up at. That's my town.
Yeah, because when I saw that you were from West New York, I just moved to West New York, so I thought maybe we were neighbors or something.
You serious?
Yeah, I got a spot out there.
In West New York, in my town.
Well, I think it's West New York. No, in the west side of New York.
Okay, now right.
I mean, that's what I thought. We were neighbors.
Nah. You was messing with me and be like, well, you know what? I was about to say, like, if you were in my neighborhood,
yeah,
I need to take you to the spots to go eat because there's a lot of gems out there. You know what I mean?
But now you're moving around, so you're here in LA right now. You're leaving for Vegas, so it seems like you travel a lot. What do you think about the rest of the country versus New York? Because I feel like New York, New Jersey, there's a whole different vibe out there. The people are different. I feel like you get what you see. Architecture, the weather's changing, the vibe, and people just aren't about any bullshit. Compared to other places like LA.
Yeah,
that pretty much sums it up. So are you like I don't want to say New Yorker because New Jersey is people from New Jersey are very different than people in New York, right?
I mean, we're literally like 5 minutes from Manhattan. I just live in Jersey. Literally, like, all those pictures that you see online of the skyline and stuff like that, they're taken from my side of town, So it literally, like I said, it takes, 5 minutes to cross over.
Yeah. Well, where I live, I can look out the window and see all of New Jersey.
Okay. So you're definitely close by.
Yeah. All right. So you're an artist, and you have been doing music for how long?
Since I was 15 years old.
Yeah. So tell me about your upbringing. So for people who are getting to know you or discovering you from our platform, tell them about your upbringing, where you come from, how you were raised, what led you to music.
I started making music since young, but I come from a family of music. So my sister, she was in performing arts. So she did a lot of like shows like The King and I. She was into like Barbra Streisand. So I got like a lot of like real like music influence, and then so I grew up in the 2000s and late 90s era, and so my influence came really from hip hop, But it's a combination of both, so it's kind of how can I say it? It's kind of like a blessing, really, to be honest with you. But I grew up in West New York, which is a small town. My parents are Cuban immigrants that came from Cuba at a very young age. My father died when I was young, so
yeah, you were 15, right?
No, I was 3 years old when my father died.
Oh, you were 3?
Yeah, so I was 3 years old when my father died. That definitely took a turn after that. My mom was fresh out of Cuba, not knowing how to speak English with 2 kids, So struggle begins there. You know what I mean? I mean, we're already born into struggle.
But that's what I say. I know at 15 you were struggling. You were homeless at 15. But
I was homeless at 15.
But you lost your dad early. So what happened between the period of losing him to homelessness happened within your family construct?
Okay, so basically, what happened was my mom remarried almost immediately after my father died. So literally, like almost immediately.
Like immediately, like within the year?
Within 2 months.
Wait, your father passed, and then your mom was remarried in 2 months. How did that happen?
Man, I wish I could tell you, man. I was a baby. So it was me and my sister. And this, we just walk in one day. There's this guy in the house. You know what I mean? And things took a turn from there. You know what I mean? And domestic violence started to happen, and he put hands on my sister. That led to my sister leaving the house, going to live with my grandmother. So I got separated from my sister, which was kind of like my only protector. You know what I mean? And then from there, you grow up in kind of like an abusive, like kind of dysfunctional family where it really boils down to, because I've gone to therapy for this, you know what I mean, just to kind of figure things out. it really boils down to lack of education, really. If in my opinion, you know, I feel just the lack of education, the ignorance, is what leads to all these type of problems coming from the Hispanic culture.
On whose part?
On just in general, I think just overall as my people's as a culture as a whole, you know.
But I mean, on your mom's part for allowing it to happen and staying in it, or him being insecure and wanting to use abuse to control the environment?
It's, you know, I try to, you know, I kind of, it's my mom, man, so I kind of like can't really take it out on her, you know what I mean? I gotta kind of look past it because she's my mom. So I kind of I direct the anger more towards him, you know. So I'm cool with my mom still to this day, even though she, you know, she kicked me out to the street, you know.
And that's what led to the homelessness.
Yeah.
Okay. But was your stepfather a big influence in pushing you out?
Yeah. Because she ended up having 2 kids with him, my 2 younger brothers, and it's kind of like a whole, like, she started a whole new family, and I guess, you know, I'm not his kid. My sister wasn't his kid, you know what I mean? It leads to a whole lot of problems, you know what I mean?
So I know I've been very open about my, you know, upbringing and the challenges I had, and of course I used it to fuel and drive, you know, my ambition and my survival. Is that where you got your ambition from? Just the hustle and having to survive?
Yeah, it still drives me to this day. Yeah.
So what then led you from all of that to music? Was it were you passionate about music before all that happened?
No, yeah, I was still rapping in my high school. I'm like, it's just in my town in general. I've been a known legend to be rapping since I was literally like 13, 14, 15 years old. You know, I used to battle kids in my high school under the bridge, and I used to draw big crowds, and I used to have kids from other high schools try to come and battle me, and you know, I've always been known, and if you go to my town and you ask about me, like, they'll tell you that I've really been doing this since I was a little kid, you know? So.
Okay, so Mr. 100 Summers, where's that come from?
Well, I did a song back in 2014. It's called 100 Summers, and I was able to get Jasmine David as the model for the video. Okay. And it's like a real tropical song, and I'm born in August, you know, so.
I know you're a Leo.
Yeah. So
I'm a Leo.
Nice.
Yeah, Leos are the best.
Leo
Everybody says that Virgos and Scorpios, fucking Geminis are evil. I don't know anything about the rest of you Pisces, you know, fish on, but Leos, I always say that we're the best because I feel like we're the leader of the pack. We're loyal, but you can't cross us either.
Yeah. That's absolutely, I agree. But
so the 100 Summers song.
The 100 Summers came up. Well, you know, I'm a very, like, you know, tropical. Like, I like the summertime, so. I drop an album every year on my birthday in the summer. So like I have like this grand scheme where I want to create enough music because I'm such a workaholic that I have enough music to last me for 100 summers even when I'm not here. It's a long term.
Well, that's because you own your masters.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's, you know, we had interviewed Chance the Rapper when we were at the iHeart Music Festival, and we were saying that like he was one of the few people that publicly at that level had started talking about owning your own master, staying in control of your brand. And why? How did you know to do that early on?
All right, so you know, a lot of people when you start in the beginning, they tell you no, you know. So I kind of ended up just starting to do things on my own, and then Nipsey Hussle was a big influence on me. Like people are just a lot of people are just Nipsey Hussle fans. Just like maybe like 5 years ago, you know, they became Nipsey Hussle fans. Like I've been following Nipsey Hussle since Bullets Have No Name, like when he Slauson Ave Boys, like literally when he started, and
following him as an artist or as a businessman or both.
Well, both. Okay. You know, I'm a fan, and I'm a fan of West Coast music just in general. Even though I'm from the East Coast, I'm like a big West Coast head, you know. But I followed his blueprint. That like, you know, I literally like as the years go by, I kept studying him, and even when he dropped the $100 album that he
remember
did,
that, yeah,
I did the same thing in my neighborhood, just on a smaller scale, because I was like, I could do the same thing. I just won't do it as on the scale that Nipsey did it, because I don't have a fan base as big as at that time. I didn't have a fan base as big as that, you know. So I just did 1,000 CDs at $100.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you watched his business model as a blueprint.
Yeah. Not.
Or were you already doing it?
I was already doing it, but you know, I would consider myself as like one of the guys in that type of class, you know. like a Nipsey and stuff like that. Because I've always been just hands-on doing everything on my own. Like I own a Red Cam. Most rappers don't own a Red Cam, you know? I invested into that Red Cam about like 4 years ago. No, actually, no, it's been longer than that. Actually, been like 7 years ago, you know? That camera cost me like $40,000, man, you know?
Now, we were just recently in Miami, and Floyd had like 4 Red Cams, and he was so excited that he had 4 Red Cams. I don't even understand what that means to have a Red Cam. Is that just like is it like a movie kind of camera? Like you can make movies out of it?
Well, they shot Transformers on it.
Okay, got it.
Michael Bay. That should
pretty
tell
good
you. That
camera.
should tell you everything.
Yeah. Okay, so how does a person, because you know everybody doesn't know I'm an artist too. I have a single. It's not out yet, and I'm very proud of it. And people think I'm doing like some weird Al Yankovic type shit. I really am talented. But for people like me who don't know anything about building a fan base, you've been able to get, I believe, 40 million streams. How do you go from me, the guy who thinks he can do it, to 40 million streams?
You know, when streaming first came out, and I tell this to everyone, I don't know if you remember when Apple Music first came out.
Yeah, I remember.
And everybody was like, oh, yo, you pay $10 a month and you get to listen to all this music for free.
Right.
Right? And everybody was like, oh, I'm not paying $10 a month for that. Right? Well, I was already active. I was already outside. I was already working on my music. I was already putting out projects. So this new thing came out where like you can put stuff through TuneCore and distribute things. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It was, for me, I was like a guinea pig. So I just when I first started with TuneCore, they don't even have the features that they have now. They never even had that. They just kept growing throughout the years, you know? So for me, I guess it's always good to be working during the times, like consistently, you know, because let's say if I wasn't working during 2013, 2014, then I would have never caught the streaming wave, you know? I would have
so you hit it early on.
I was on the streaming platforms like as soon as it started, like Google Play. It was iTunes and Google Play.
Yeah.
You know, Google Play's kind of like
It's phasing out now.
Phasing out now. Now it's Spotify, Tidal, you know, and stuff like that. But for like 2-3 years, my streaming was on a flat line, you know. But I never like let that discourage me. I always kept going, you know, till eventually, you know, one song got got on an editorial playlist, and then another song got on an editorial playlist, and now I got a couple songs being programmed. And the cool thing about streaming is that when you're being programmed by editorial playlisting, the songs generate saves, you know? So like, for example, I have one song that has 10 million streams. It's called Ballin' With a Check. And that song has generated about 150,000 saves, right? So which means that when that song is no longer being playlisted by the editorial team over at Spotify, the song is still generating like 60, 80, 100,000 streams a week just off of people that have saved the song. So it's kind of having like intellectual property, you know. It's
and then you just keep getting the royalties.
And keep generating money, man.
So you partner with Sound Royalties, and how does that partnership work, and how is that, have you benefited from that?
So basically with Sound Royalties, what I do is first of all, Sound Royalties, all the people that work there, like the owners and the CEOs, they're like old music execs that worked for labels, you know? And what they did is that they flipped the business model around. So now what they do is that they encourage you to be independent and own your masters and all this stuff. That's what these execs are telling you to do now, right? But now they found another way they could eat. So what they tell you is like, yeah, you know, yeah, we want you to be independent. We want you to own your masters, keep your masters. But check it out. We're going to give you, you know, $50,000 up front. You know, they assess your catalog accordingly. And depending on all the numbers, they'll be like, here's $50,000 up front. They collect 2% interest on the back end. So now, as an independent artist, I don't need to be waiting every quarter, 2-3 months for my royalty to come in, right? I got a large budget up front, and I'm only giving up 2% on the back end, and I'm still in control of my catalog in a 3-year term.
But why don't more people do that then? That's what I mean, because
people don't know.
Every artist that I know that are extremely successful, they're happy that they have a successful career, and they're happy that they're putting out great music, but they feel totally fucked. Like they're not happy with the business of it. Why don't more people just go independent if it sounds like there's so many more resources and tools now at their disposal?
I'm going to tell you why. Because people don't work hard. The independent route is for people that work hard.
You have to have hustle.
Yeah, you gotta work like extremely hard. So like these label rappers, there's nothing against them, right? But like they really got nothing on a person like me, because they sit there on the label's budget in the studio to record one song for 12 hours, and the label's paying all that studio time. The label's paying the music video. The label's paying for the artwork.
I know an artist that got $2 million for a single.
Yeah,
I'm like, for one song, $2 million. First of all, I'd put 1.5 in the bank, and that 500,000 would be everything, if even that. You know,
it's not for. That's what I'm saying. Like me, I'm paying for my studio time. I'm everything's coming out of my pocket. So like I work much hard. Look, I'm around artists that are signed, you know, and I see their work ethic, and I'm just like, bro, man, if I had your platform, I would be out of here already.
So is that something that you want? Like, do you want to eventually be signed to, or do you like the?
I don't know about being signed.
Maybe distribution, right?
I don't even know. I just need somebody that sees my vision, and somebody that's gonna give me the platforms. That's it. And then if I do a deal, it would just be a deal from a marketing budget.
So we had Jadakiss here on the show, on my show, Hollywood Unlocked, with Jason Lee Uncensored, and he's a pretty cool guy. He's from out there in New York, and he's been somebody who supported you,
Yeah, he's the him and Noriega have been kind of like the first rappers to kind of co-sign me.
Yeah, you said Noriega. I was looking for his number the other day because he keeps telling me I'm coming on Drink Champs. Nori, stop bullshitting. But
do you want me to make?
No,
that
he's
happen?
good people. I got his number somewhere in one of
Okay.
my phones. I didn't find it, but it's funny you brought him up because I was looking for him. Nori's cool, but who inspires your type of music? Like who are the artists that have inspired you to in the creative way? Because we heard about Nip on the business side, but creatively, who inspired you?
Creatively, I'm inspired by Tupac. That's my favorite rapper of all time.
Wait, so you're from the East Coast, but Pac is your favorite rapper?
Yeah, because of what he was trying to accomplish, you know. Felt like a lot of people took him for granted.
Well, actually, Tupac was from the East Coast.
Yeah, he was from
Originally.
the
He's
East Coast.
from was he from Jersey?
Yeah, but like any other East Coast person, they got to leave the East Coast and come to the West Coast, and they get embraced over here. But over there, you get shot and killed. So,
Well, Pop Smoke, you got shot and killed here too. Wait, so why Tupac though?
just because of everything that he would speak on, you know. Like he was so ahead of his time, and like he was really trying. He really was trying hard for the culture to change and see that there needed to be a change. You know. Look how many years later, and we're still going through the same shit he's been talking about.
I feel like Nipsey was also a conscious rapper, right? He talked a lot about what was happening in the streets.
He's a Tupac baby too.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
We're all we're all Tupac babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
who are the
and Nipsey's a Leo.
I didn't know that.
Nipsey's a
Wait,
Leo, brother.
I didn't know that. Wait, so who are some of the other artists that you've collaborated with?
So I've got a song with Jadakiss. I got a song with Al Bial. He's from New Jersey. I got a song with Smoke Dizza. I got a song with Vado. Who else? Sue Surf. A lot of the rappers, you know. I have a couple.
Nobody from LA yet?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't heard Problem.
No, but there's somebody that I want you to know about.
Who?
His name's Inhale. Have you heard about him?
I have not heard of him yet. No.
Okay.
He's from LA?
He's from Long Beach.
Okay.
Do you know who he is?
No.
Okay. He's Nate Dogg's son.
Okay. That's why there's the N.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we actually got we got a couple records together. And I've been working with him.
Wait, so is he singing like his father used to
Yo,
sing?
dude. Yo,
Does he sound like him?
bro. yeah, you're laughing.
No, because I could imagine. Like I remember.
It's literally mind blowing. He was in the studio last night. He came in. I flew him in from LA. And flew him into Vegas, and then he's probably just landed today again back over here.
Yeah, because I remember you talk about Tupac babies. I'm a Warren G baby. I'm a Nate Dogg baby. I'm a Snoop Dogg baby. So I remember that whole era of music where we had interviewed Spinderella recently from Salt and Pepper, and we were talking about timeless hip hop, and timeless music. Because I feel like now with the digital download, artists are just putting out music that it's here today and gone tomorrow. Are you focused more on timeless music that's gonna last a while?
I kind of make timeless music. I try to focus on, you never really get, people never really appreciate what you do until you're no longer here. That's just
Well, speaking of Nipsey, when I did the Breakfast Club, that's with Charlotte. He had died the day before. I mean, I started the interview by saying I was surprised at how many Nipsey fans there were now online because everybody was talking about him, whereas he probably didn't feel all that love, when he was alive.
So like I wake up daily and I know that no matter how hard I work, no matter how much good intentions I have from my team, from my family, that people are just not going to fully appreciate you. And I'm okay with that because I know that when it's all said and done, like the legacy I leave behind is going to speak for itself. You know what I mean? So that's how life is, bro.
So somebody told me that you're having meetings with all the labels. What is that for?
Oh, well, I had a meeting with labels. I had a meeting with Atlantic, Sean Barron. I had a meeting with Def Jam. But, I like Sean Barron, As out of all the execs that I've met at labels, Sean Barron definitely was the coolest one. But just, I don't even remember the guy's name at Def Jam, right? But we had a meeting and he's sitting down and I show him a couple songs and he tells me, he's like, yeah, man, you need to make music like Drake. You know how Drake does it and this and that. And I'm thinking to my head, I'm like, bro, I'm not Drake.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, right. I got a bad at it. I'm like, yo, this is why you can't fuck with these labels. They don't know what they're talking about. He
said that in the meeting?
Yeah, he said that in the meeting. But this is before I had 40 million streams. This is literally right before. So, I went back to the drawing board. I kept working. And I'm here now with you, man.
Right.
Which is an honor.
Wait, no, I appreciate that. So then what's next? So outside of music, are you doing other endeavors? Or have you expanded your brand? I mean, because I pulled up down here and you have a truck full of people downstairs. So you must be doing a lot of other things.
It's my team, I always tell people, you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. You know what I mean? Everybody you see with me literally has a role. There's nobody around me that doesn't have a position they're playing. I have a full team, really. From chefs to drivers to literally everything. And everybody's from either my neighborhood or the outskirts of my neighborhood. So I've literally brought taking people with me and giving them jobs,
Now, somebody recently, we were in a conversation, we were talking about that because, for some people believe the road, we all may start on the same road, but we may not all end up there together, right? Was it important for you when you put yourself on or when you started growing and becoming successful to have people brought up with you?
Yeah, because even though sometimes people are ungrateful, you still, just because people are a certain way, it shouldn't change your ideal of what you are as a person. So, or what you want to be remembered by. So, and also like in my culture alone, I want to show my people that you can do better for yourself if you just educate yourself, if you're just a little more disciplined, if you work a little harder instead of just relaxing. Like I always say, we were born, and when we were born, we were already starting from behind. We weren't born with luxuries like other people were. So for me, I feel like in my lifetime, it's as much as I have to work, I feel like it's gonna be a lifetime. It's a lifetime commitment. It's not. I feel like my son is gonna get to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
So I know that in my pursuit of becoming an artist myself. I laugh because I don't even know how real that is. I do have a single, by the way, but I realize you have to start a label and you have to start a publishing company. I'm assuming you have a label and a publishing company, right?
I have a company. I wouldn't say I have a label. I just have a business company where I run all my music stuff.
That's that's what they told me I had to do. So do you sign other artists too, or do you have anybody under you, or is it just you're on your own wave right now?
I am such a I'm such a solid person, bro, that the people artists that I have around me, I don't sign them. I just tell them what to do, and then I mold them to be just like me. I don't make money off of them.
You don't want to, but why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because it's first of all, managing artists is a headache.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd rather teach them how to fish, and then you go. You're with me. You see the blueprint. You see how I'm moving. You've seen the people I'm around. Take what you can while you're with me. You know, like if like I got 3 video guys around at all times. So like if I'm recording in the booth, one of the R&B singers will take the guys outside to take pictures. I don't care. I'm down with that. I want you guys to flourish while you're with me. I don't want you to just be about me all the time. You know. So
Wait, so with 3 camera guys, are you just cutting content all day, every day?
bro, we're backed up on content.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we. Hey, I always say, Adam has been with us from the beginning, really, when people are like, hey, how big is your team? Like, hi. Because, we started off lean and we've grown, but we run a really thin ship. And that's only because I don't trust people.
It's hard to find people that like one keep their word because nobody keeps their word nowadays.
Yeah.
Even with something as simple as like, and I'm like a drill sergeant when it comes to my.
Oh, you're a Leo.
Yeah. So like even as simple like yo, you got to be here at 4:00 and you show up at 4:20. You know, like bro, like.
Yeah, 4:20 for me, that's a long day. At 4:08, we're already deep in some shit. But you know what? That really is like the dedication and drive and hard work and work ethic that you have to be at the top. I mean, I believe, and I'm sure you may agree that you're only as strong as your weakest link. I know it sounds corny and cliche, but it's real. If you're going to be an independent, not have a full label behind you pushing you, or whatever you're doing, if you don't have a full team of people behind, if it's you driving it, you have to set the standard.
Yeah, yeah. And I always tell my team that I'm like, you guys, we're going up against like machines. You guys need to work. You need to be on another level than everybody. You need to over exceed. Just like for example, like when I go out and I chill with celebrities or I'm with other rappers, I never like drinking. Like if they have bottles and stuff like that, like I don't like taking their bottle, or like if they offer me a drink, that's never gonna happen when you see me. I buy my own bottles. I pull up in my own Sprinter. If anything, I'll share with you. And that's and that a lot of people are like they gravitate towards me because I don't really need nothing from anyone. I got my own. I got everything that any rapper could ever have. I have it. I'm not. I don't have an ego problem. But I did realize that the rappers that did open the doors for me are none of the rappers that are from my age or younger. It's been the legends, Jadakiss and Nori. Like we went on the road with Nori the other day. We went to Philly for the Gilly and Wallow 267 podcast, and he told me to go, and he had told me like, yeah, just ride with us in the car. I think they had like 3 Escalades, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna pull up in a Sprinter, and went to Philly. But like, what rapper do you know is extending an invitation to an independent rapper coming up, saying, hey, come ride with me, man.
But those are usually artists who don't feel threatened by anything.
Exactly. That's the problem. And if anything, like, Jada and Nori, they like listen to my music and it brings them back to like, damn, bro, you keep going, like, don't fall into the mumble trap, so
because it's easy to do. Everything is glossy out here until you wipe it off and it's just a pile of shit. All right, so in terms of your music now, what's out now? Where can people find it, and where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Mr. 100 Summers, and you can follow my Spotify. Just type in Mesa, and I just wrapping up my album now. I think I'm gonna name it 888.
Why?
Because I feel like I found a new formula. Like I feel like I cracked the code this time working on an album where there's no 16s, there's no 12s. Everything is 888. And the songs are about 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, but they hit, and it's like you want to listen to it again and again and again.
Let me follow you. Let me make sure we follow you from Hollywood on Live right now. When does that come out?
That comes out. I'm not sure when that comes out yet because I got that's the album I got Jadakiss on. I'm working on getting French Montana on the album now, and I got a lot of features on the album. So I'm thinking about doing something crazy. I just don't know when I'm gonna drop it yet, but thinking maybe January.
Got it. Well, look, we're gonna keep following you here, and matter of fact, I got you right now. and continue to follow you and support you. And I think as an independent artist and somebody who's found a level of success, a lot of people that follow us, we get tons and tons and tons of artists who ask us all the time to help them promo or do this or do that. And I'm telling them like, yo, you got to be your own best marketer. Even when we launched our radio show, we went national, we interviewed Wendy Williams, and she said, off camera, she said, hey, just remember this. I don't care what deal you got. Don't forget you're going to be your own best marketer. And I never forgot that. So no matter what deal I've ever done, everything sounds great, but I'm like, look, I got my own marketing plan. And it sounds like we have very similar, you know.
Well, I didn't know you were a Leo. So
yeah,
we're kind of twins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people also think we're assholes too. But
but you have to be.
Yeah.
Because just like, you know what it is, that we're zoned in, we're locked in. So people like, you know, be like, we're locked in and people are on their phone and you're like, yo, bro.
But not only that, it's that, but it's also the fact that if we both came from rough childhoods, that we survived because we fought to survive. We didn't do all that fighting to get to a place to lose it all. You know, like we're not going to let you come in and make me lose it all. So
that's a fact.
You know, and everybody around us got to have the same heat. But look, we appreciate all the love that you give us, and hopefully we can continue to grow.
Absolutely.
And we got you, and I followed you. Mesa, stream it, download it, play it, sell it, post it, give it to your grandma, give it to your daddy, give it to your sister. Just give it away. But no, I appreciate you.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate you. It's an honor.
And we're all COVID safe in here, so stop DMing me and messaging me. Peace.
Peace.